What up, YouTube? Fellow brothers and sister, homies, whoever you are. Yo, I was just on my page called Encouraging Jesus Freaks on Facebook, and I'm reading my word, and I write about what I read, and pretty much it's just about like the second coming of Christ, and like if you're gonna be on the God Squad and the winners team, pretty much like the A team, you're gonna be on that like U team, Anyways. For real, I open up this daily devotional. It's called Lord, I Give You This Day. It's by K Author. And I wanted to read it to you because it is a great awareness if, you just want to check up on this reading. Maybe I might do this daily just for like a daily funner devotional instead of having to have your own and reading your own. But anyway, it pretty much goes along with what I was writing about in a sense, just because he's only returning because of what I'm about to read, and it's pretty legit. Ever since Satan's triumph in the Garden of Eden, he sought to deceive us, to blind our eyes to the light of the truth, of the one truth that can free us from his dominion, the gospel of Jesus Christ. But his reign will one day come to an end. The great dragon was thrown down, the serpent of old, who was called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. Revelation 12:9. Meanwhile, Satan storms heaven as the accuser of the brethren and roams the earth, seeking to devour all he can. As the ruler of this world and the power of the air, Satan has legions of angelic beings who serve under him in various administrative capacities as rulers and authorities. Powers and dominions are his, as are the world forces of this darkness and spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. And folks, do not forget, the enemy doesn't know our thoughts. He doesn't have that much power, but every time we speak is when he can twist words and perspectives, and I just want to get that across. And only good things are from heaven. He appears in the gospel, Acts, in the epistles. Satan plays a major role in the prophetic book of Revelation, where we learn how his wrath builds as his time grows shorter, because he is aware that soon the King of Kings will come and make all his enemies his footstool. I just think about like licking the nastiness of the grody-ness of a bottom of a heel. It's like, ew. And then, on top of that, think about like crawling under a table and like rotting and not eating forever and just being like caged in and locked in. That's how dude feels. He's gonna be like rotting. Like, I don't even want to think about that, but yeah. Anyway, that's why he's scared. He's roaming like a lion waiting to devour everybody. He's trying to get every one of you. Okay. We learn that Satan will make all his we learn that Satan will be bound for 1,000 years, released for a short time, and then cast into the lake of fire. Like, anybody who's sitting here faking front and hating like Satan being the biggest wannabe, like, I feel for you, because I once didn't know love. If we're made to love, you faking if you hating. It's just that. But if you take into consideration, like, hey, I might burn, you're not burning right now. You're not crawling under the table, and you're not eating, and well, you are eating, and you're not doing any of those things, and you're not sitting there torturing yourself. Like, even if you are, it has no comparison with the lake of fire, like her woe. Like, we need to get right with reality for real, and perceive and understand. And those who have ears, let them hear, and those who don't, like, the lake of fire ain't no joke, homie, and God's the only G. Although that time is probably closer than we realize, it is not quite upon us. Satan still continues to be the adversary of every child of God. Therefore, we must be on the alert. Keep my eyes, my heart, my mind sharp and alert to the wiles of the devil, even as I trust that you will have the ultimate victory in the spiritual battle. Talking to Jesus, our intercessor. And gosh, I wasn't trying to make another 5-minute video because I know time's short and we can't turn back the hands of time or nothing, but yo, for those who got ears, let them hear, and don't ever get sidetracked with these false doctrines or whatever. Like, Christianity has nothing to do with religion. You can't even put those in the midst of two. The gospel has nothing to do with the religion. It's all freedom. It's freedom from sin. It's being a slave to righteousness instead of a slave to sin, because you either for me or against me, and you either with it or you ain't with it. You either love or you hate. You either really fake is what that amounts to, and you might be fake and not know it. Like, I was the realest fake and thought I was the hardest G out there in the woods. But that's not how it is. That's not how it was. Because being G is only God. God's the only G. And the lake of fire is for real, for real. And it's worse than anything. It's worse than any punishment. It's worse than any death. It's worse than any nightmare. And, you know, it'd be nice to know if you're right with God. After listening to this, if you did, and if you ain't right with him, probably listening by the grace of God right now. And those who ain't right with them probably already clicked out on this video. But, you know, don't let nobody tell you that the enemy ain't real and that there ain't powers and principalities of the unseen in the air. Right? You know, I love telling people this. Like, I had a vision of hell. Like, I've had, like, battles with the enemy. Like, I've seen a demon, and I've heard couple screams from hell. God revealed things to me like this, and I've seen heaven, and I've seen beautiful things, and those comparisons are night and day. Like, to say the least. Like a raging ocean and a little pool or something. For real, like, the wrath of God is serious, and don't let nobody twist your perspective or let you believe lies and not live truth, because this reality is serious, and the enemy is out to kill you. He's out to steal your soul. He wants you. He wants to devour you and eat you up and gobble you up and spit you out and step on your toes. And don't let him bully you. For real. Don't let him get you like that, because that's what he's trying to do. And I just want to give you some scriptures, pretty much like, be on guard, be bold and courageous, stand firm in the faith, you know, wear your helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, belt of truth, feet of peace, bringing the gospel peacefully to other people, have your shield of faith, blocking and extinguishing the fiery arrows that come at you, because they trying to get you, and have a sword of the word, have a sword of the testimony, you know, share your negatives. I got a bunch of them. And 19 years of my life was a mistake. For real, 19 of them. But it's just to show the difference of, now I do the things I want to do and say the things I want to say, instead of being straight redonkulous little punk getting washed up. Like, for real. I'm so glad for the grace of God, and don't take it for granted. Yo, it is kind of YOLO, but YOLO ... forever. And, like, we need to realize that, and right now we need to stand up and take the affirmative and the initiative to trample the foe and call upon King to come in here and pumble the enemy and give him that right hook. Wop, 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 wop. Like, for real. And I'm glad I could share this January 29th daily devotional with you, and I hope you have some ears to hear, because it's good to be on the alert. You gotta be on the alert. You're gonna get devoured. And I don't mean to say that like it's nothing to say, but for real. Got love for you. It's baby Troof here. Have a blessed day. Jesus' name.